year is our first year actually on this plot behind the President's house.
President Salas has been incredibly supportive of the project. We hope to make it a showcase. I'd like to see the farm as an outdoor classroom or as a living lab if you want to.
We're growing everything we possibly can. Because it's our first year, we're trying to experiment and see what does really well in this area and in this plot of land specifically, just depending on soil type. So we've got potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all sorts of lettuces and spinach, peas and beans, radishes and beets, corn, tomatoes, a ton of tomatoes, peppers, and then some herbs, and let's see, some onions and squash.
Annie Bosench is a student of mine that's doing a senior thesis, research on the farms.
I am intercropping tomatoes and lettuce, and then setting up a monoculture of both tomatoes and lettuce and looking at how they each change the microclimates, change the temperature and the humidity to help each other grow.
I like this space because it's so close to campus and because it's so accessible. You can come down here any day. It's a 10-minute walk.
It's nice to actually engage in a physical activity that feels like it's a little bit more meaningful and enriching than just going out and having an adventure, having fun in the wilderness.
It's just so easy to forget how much land and time and how much energy it takes to grow food.
Well, this is going to be a movable coop, which makes it a chicken tractor, and the point of that is to move it to fresh grass every day so that they can forage for new grub and have clean, fresh ground every day.
I really like being able to get away from campus for a few minutes and to be down here. It's really peaceful. I love watching the foxes, which are up over the hill. And even though we're trying to keep the deer out so they don't eat our crops, I like watching the deer from afar. I see sort of continued adjustments on what we're growing and how we're growing it, sort of dependent on who's working here throughout the years. I really like that it's an experimental space for the people who are spending the most time here, and hope that we won't get stuck with one sort of plan, but that each year there'll be new ideas and different focus and emphasis depending on what the interns want to learn and what the kids that are coming down here want to learn. And I hope it becomes more of a community space, a college community space, and also a greater community space where people can come and exchange ideas and just hang out.
So the long-term plans are to keep this area over here as an annual vegetable garden. And then the transitional zone over here between the lower River Terrace and the upper River Terrace, we'd like to have it as an orchard, probably with cherries and apples, maybe some plums and peaches. And then the upper terrace is for student research and maybe a small vineyard and some plot for herbs. So that's about the long-term plan. Yeah, we're very much hoping to stay here for a good long time.